Hello everyone. Imagine that you have a website, like it can be any sort of website. For example, I have created my testing website here on Wix a few hours earlier. But it can be your intranet, it can be your normal web. And imagine you want to have a chatbot widget on your website that is capable of harnessing the power of GPT model and having all the knowledge about your company. So under normal circumstances, the normal chatbots that you know, they don't have any information. Of course, it's just let's say normal widget. And if you ask any question about your company, for example, tell me about Bot X company. Bot X, that's our company. It doesn't know, as you can see, it doesn't know anything. But imagine that it could have. Imagine that it could tell you anything just by feeding it information. It would be able to basically replace your support or any sort of assistance that you have, or giving power to your employees on the internal intranet website. So this is basically a continuation of our first video tutorial. The link will be in the description of the video. And in the first tutorial, we have shown how to take any of your data set. So it was this one, and how to basically, this was a question and answer data set about particular specific information about your company. So what we did is that we uploaded this into our AI BotX cloud platform, and we fine-tuned the GPT model based on this information. So it basically learns this information, and you can have a conversation with the bot just like you would have almost with normal humans. And it will learn all this information. It will be able to provide answers and so on. I believe I don't have to say more about the power of GPT. We all know these days what it is capable of. And what we will do in this tutorial, we will show how to basically, how to, without any code, without writing a single line of code, how you can add it to your website in a similar way like this, but just GPT way. So let's go to our BotX platform. I already have created a testing virtual assistant or chatbot, as you wish. But for this demo purposes, let me just create a new one. So let's go to home first, and let's go to virtual assistants and click the new button here. So let's give it some name. So for example, BotX chatbot assistant for my web. That's a pretty long name, but let's just go with it. Click next, and here you can leave everything as is, and let's just click the finish. Okay, so that is usually very quick. Now let's go straight to bot details to set it up. So the first thing to do is, well, under normal circumstances, you would always have to go to training editor and design your intents. So this was the process before GPT. We will show this maybe later in different context, but for now you don't need to do anything, because we have already set up our fine-tuned GPT model that has learned about our data and that is capable to have conversation. So we don't need to do anything here. And again, if you haven't seen the first part, let's just check the description and let's watch the first video tutorial. But now, the first thing, let's just change some settings here. So let me set the email first. It can be any email that you have. I will choose ours. This can stay just, we can enable auto suggest. We will show it later what it does. So maybe I will just not switch it on yet. Let's switch off small talk. No, we don't want any general knowledge. But what we do want is to have cognitive post-processing, because here we can basically choose or select what kind of GPT model will be in charge of our chatbot widget. So let's choose our GPT Buddy 3. So this is exactly the same bot that we have designed in the first tutorial. So let's choose this one, and let's save the settings. And next thing we want to do is to just have the we will need to make some adjustments in the GPT Buddy 3, because this is now going to be used by the chatbot. So let's just go to my robots. Let's just go to our cognitive diagrams and our GPT Buddy 3. So if you remember from the first tutorial, you can basically here in the debug, you can ask it any questions that we tested before. So just to refresh our memory, let's ask, tell me about bot X. And let's just send this request, and it should give us the answer, and it is here. And it looks just exactly how we would expect it to look. Just to again refresh our memory and to show you how important the fine-tuning is for the demo purposes. If we would ask question normal GPT, so let's test it here. Tell me about bot X, SRO, it's like LTD, so this is it's nothing. When was it founded? Answer only if you are certain. If we ask GPT, it has, of course, it has no knowledge about our bot X platform, because it simply has not been taught about our specific company. This is what fine-tuning is about. So this is just entirely not correct. This was just to show the fine-tuning part. So this is working fine. Our GPT Buddy 3 is okay, but because we have connected it to our chatbot, that was the virtual assistant, let's go to Hypergraph Editor, and let's just change our settings a little bit here. So the first thing is open the settings of OpenAI GPT API, and in the model section, we are currently using Text DaVinci 003, but let's use GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is also known as the Chat GPT. So let's use this one, and let's check use connected bot X virtual assistant, this setting here. And that's let's go further. Training can just remain as it is, and the setup and prompt needs to change a little bit. So instead of question here in the prompt variable, let's just use user says. This is by default, because the bot X chatbots, this is the name that they understand in exchange with the variables. So let's just check that you have user says here, and let's continue. This can remain as it is, and the output transformation can also remain as it is. So let me close in the model settings. We will show a little bit later what this important checkbox is, the pass on previous messages. But to understand it, I will maybe first show how it behaves without this feature switched on. So let's close the settings, save the diagram, and let's restart our GPT Buddy 3. This will take a moment. Okay, we have restarted our GPT Buddy 3. Now let's go straight to our virtual assistant, the BotX chatbot assistant for my web. That's fine, and let's switch on our bot. Okay, let's go to testing, so we can test our widget. You will not see anything. That's because, first of all, we have to go to integration and we have to enable the website widget here. So let's just do that. Let's enable it. And here in the select box, let's choose test on BotX, this one. And if you don't have these settings here, let's just, you will first have to create this. Basically, here, if you go to integration, external websites, just make sure that you have created the test on BotX record, and let's use botx.cloud domain. So I already have it here, but if you don't, just create a new record here, and just like we said, test on BotX, and domain will be botx.cloud. I don't want to create this for the second time, so I will just show you how to do it if you don't see that. But let's go back to our GPT chatbot widget, and let's choose test on BotX, and let's publish the settings. Now we should see our widget here. We can already see our little widget down here, and it looks a little bit old. This is the default style, so I will just slightly improve the design. So let's go to CSS editor here, and let's choose blue skin, for example. Yeah, close and publish settings, and let's go back to testing. This. Yeah, and we have to also, I forgot to enable the enable CSS here. Again, let's publish settings and go to testing. Now we can see that the widget is slightly better. So let's open it, and it's empty because we have not set up any intro messages. So let's just go to integration, introduction editor, and let's just say something for sake of it. So hello, how can I help you? Okay, so close and publish, and let's go back to settings, and we should see hello, how can I help you? So now if we ask tell me about the BotX and enter, you see it is nicely connected to our GPT, and it can give exactly the answer basically that GPT is giving. So BotX, this is exactly what we would expect here. If we continue, like for example, when was the company founded? Okay, and we have the answer. The answer is correct. It was founded in June 2019 based on our fine-tuned data set in the model. But let's now try to continue the dialogue, and let's try to say something like, okay, so it's not old. Let's try. And here is my point. You see, the GPT now answers there is no clear question being asked. So it cannot answer the context. It's because it's like asking each question, it's like asking again. So it's not, so if you say, imagine you meet somebody and you just say, okay, so it's not old, you also don't have context, and you also don't know how to react. And that's exactly the point of the checkbox that I mentioned earlier. So let's go to our cognitive diagram, GPT body 3, hypergraph editor, and OpenAI GPT API settings. And here in the model, let's check pass on previous messages, like here. And let's just save the diagram, and let's restart our GPT Body 3. Okay, so let's try again. Let's go to our virtual assistant, BotX Chatbot assistant, testing, and let's just try again quickly. So tell me about the BotX. It will give the answer. Yeah, and let's just continue with when was it founded. It should give the June 2019. And now let's just continue with, okay, so it's not so old. Yeah, and you see the answer is different now. The BotX was founded in June 2019, so it is relatively new. So it's not without the context. Basically, it has it now, because of the settings that we switched on in the cognitive diagram, it has entire conversation at its disposal and it knows the context. So you can basically continue the conversation and ask a bunch of other questions like, so it's like deep learning and it's no code platform. And it will know that we are basically talking about the BotX platform. So it gives the answer, which is, in this case, it is correct, because we have not exactly uploaded anything specific about the deep learning, which is absolutely true. But we did mention in our data set here that generally speaking, it is BotX is packed with different machine learning instruments and tools. So the answer is correct in this case, and that's it. We have a beautiful widget now, which is capable of having your entire company's knowledge at the disposal of this widget. And let's just now show how you can take this and put it into your website, like I have created earlier here, for example, in Wix. So this is the website. So let's go to Wix, and in your case, it could be WordPress, Webflow, or it could be your own HTML website. The idea is the same. In Wix, we will just place some placeholder here on the left side. So let's go to BotX, and let's go to our widget integration settings here, and here basically you can copy paste this script straight to your website. So let's just do that. Let's copy settings here, and let's put it into our Wix designer. If we will go to designer, we should be able to add here embedded code, embedded HTML. So let's just put it here, and let's use the HTML, your code here. Let's just paste it here. This is the BotX script. So let's update, and let's just, I will make it slightly bigger here, like that, just so we can see it. And let's just now publish the settings. Okay, so the web has been published, and if we go to our demo web page here, and if I refresh the page, we should, we still cannot see, because we have to make a little update here. Here in the domain, we have to set the wixsite.com here. And in your case, again, it depends on your domain, where exactly your widget is sitting, so to speak. So on Wix, it's the wixsite.com. In your company, it could be yourcompany.com, simply your website. And you can always set up new one. Just click the link here, manage websites, and just follow the dialogues there. So let's go again. Let's publish the settings here, and let's go to our Wix page. Okay, we switched on the website, and now we can see that we have finally our BotX widget here. So this is the icon that you are familiar with, and let's just open it. And we can see that we have our GPT just at our disposal here, and it can give answers to your visitors, employees, anyone you would need to provide the support for. So let's just try it. Tell me about the BotX no-code platform, and it should give us the answer that we expect. Yeah, it seems seems pretty plausible. Let's continue. When was let's just use it. When was it founded? And it was in June 2019. Perfect. And let's just continue the dialogue. Okay, nice. So it's not so old. Yeah, and perfect answer, what we would expect. The BotX was founded June 2019, so it's relatively new. And this last message is especially shows the importance of our settings that we have set up earlier here in my BotX cognitive diagrams GPT body 3. As we have shown before, it is this pass on previous messages. So it will be part of the conversation. So it's like having a conversation basically with the context. It's not like every new message, it's like always a brand new message without context. So this is it. Thank you everyone for watching the part 2 of GPT, fine-tuned GPT model done in our BotX platform. Again, if you haven't seen the first part yet, then I highly recommend, and you will see the link in the description of the video. And for now, I will leave it here. And in the next part 3, we will show how to make the conversation more interactive. So the bot can ask for some even questions, and then there can also be some sort of human interaction, like sending the conversation or contacting using some contact form right from our widget, the human operators. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.